Oh, hello and welcome to my star project video for Scripted Media Portfolio Round 2. Here is my booklet here that we got the template for. We've just added a basic image and some text. Using the arrow keys, I'll then turn on to the next slide where it's just the introduction to the assignment and the plagiarism declaration. The first page contains my scroller, which I was arguably going to choose as my star project, but I ended up choosing my Impress presentation. But I'll just briefly show you my scroller. Obviously got the resize issue that it all has. So you've got a first image, and you've got rotating text, a bit unnecessary, but just getting it all in there. Changes colour as you scroll, an iframe centered in the middle, and then you've got your third and your fourth with a bit of text, fifth image, and then again some text with colourful background, an iframe, and then a final image. But that is enough of that. I'll just briefly go back. Okay, so that is that. And you've then got my Photorama. My Photorama again, I'll just have a brief overview of it. That's an automatically playing, as you can see, of Chelsea, just a few images that I've selected. I'll just take that back again for you. But now mainly onto my star project, which I've chosen to be my presentation. A brief description with a link to this video and a link to the presentation itself, so without further ado, here it is. While that's loading up, I shall get up the code for this presentation. So here's the iframe where I'm linking in the other website above a header with its own class name, and this is all within the Impress div, as you can see here. That's the end of the div there with the excess JavaScript on the outside. And then you've got your style, which is where I'll get to that later, but here I've just got a brief paragraph, the introduction one, just to go below the iframe. And then here are my individual steps for each slide in the PowerPoint presentation. And as you can see here with the data rotate X, data rotate Y, I'm messing around with the coordinates and input values to basically get a different effect when I'm going from slide to side. So it's gonna give me like a rotate effect, flipping effect when it goes from the slide to another, and then when I go from the last slide back to the top slide. And that's done through giving these data X and data Y different values along with the data rotates on the X, Y, and even the Z axis like I've done here. On this, here's where I've imported the slide number 4, 5, as well as given every single slide its own class name to get its own relevant CSS. And then, as I mentioned previously before, here is my style section where I've added a CSS to the particular slides, given the text color, background color, aligning it, given every single slide a border to give it a consistent house style. Very basic, and then padding again with a border giving each slide its own width so it's consistent throughout. So there's the code, and I'll be able to show you the presentation itself. So here's the iframe, which fits in nicely with the rest of the background because of the house style, which I've used HTML color codes, hexadecimal, to kind of pick them up and get the right colors to match. For some reason on my Mac laptop you can't see the header, which is there, and the bottom of this thing here, but on a Microsoft computer, which is most likely what you're using, you'll be able to see it fine when you click the link. Anyway, the website is fully functional. You can then go on to through there. But here is my kind of paragraph and header 1 text that I've added in with a solid border around matching that. And then using the arrow keys, I press down. There's that effect on the Z-axis as it's flipping. Almost a 360 motion towards you. And then here's slide number 1. Very basic, but still keeping the house style, trying to get it looking as professional as possible using that. Okay, and there's another one using a bit more of a rotate that time. Onto slide number 2 again with a border and padding on it. And again, there's another support. See, this is where using hexadecimal HTML color codes, I've been able to get the border to be a really nice color to blend in with the rest. So this is an image taken straight from the website, but yet it seems like it blends in perfectly. Again, another slide, another motion using data X, Y, and Z coordinates and axes. Again, just keeping it simple, as there's a link to the website which has more information, but this is just a brief overview, which is mainly the idea, and then just again. But then when you get to the end of the PowerPoint and you press the arrow key again, it's going to take you right back to the top where you can now that you've had a brief overview, you can go into the website, for example, click in bibliography here. It will take me to the website when it is working. There you go. So what is good about this is that it doesn't take me completely out of the PowerPoint presentation, so I can kind of do it within. So when I'm done, I can just go all the way back to the booklet and start again. So just the last run through from a booklet before I close up, and there it is again. So that was my star project. I'll give it just a little brief overview of the code once more in the Impress. Fairly straightforward, but I really enjoyed the look of it and the effectiveness that it had with so little. For example, just using this one line here with 3 variables, just being able to change so many factors with that, and then a basic border, but using the correct colors, it just had a great effect. So I decided, based on the look and simplicity and effectiveness, I'd make this my star project. Thank you for listening.